Hi, how are you today? We're doing a SEO training video here to show what's working at this current time. We did a whole bunch of videos last year, or about 5 months ago, but things change and hardly anything that's we were showing in that video works anymore. For example, we were using GSA a lot for our first tier, and these days I'm not using GSA anywhere close to my first tier, and the reason is because there's just so many options in GSA, and it only takes one checkbox or one error in your campaign, and it throws your whole money site down and can really hurt your money site. So the best thing, and what I use, is Senuke, just because of the link structure that it creates. It's a it's a wonderful tool to use on your website. We can take the links from Senuke and get them indexed afterwards with GSA or any other one of the tools. But for now, I'm going to show you what I use and what works for me. Maybe you can add it into your SEO plan that you do for your website. But I can 100% say for sure that this method here works. Normally what I would do is use article builder with Senuke, but it's just not cutting it these days. It's got either oversaturated or it's just not unique anymore. So what we're going to do is use Content Machine with Senuke, and I'll show you how to pull the articles from the folder. I'm sure a lot of you know already, but I'm just going to go over that. The keyword research, I've gone over that in a few past videos. I just got this SEO client 3 days ago, so I'm just going to take this client for example, and what I did here was I went for the lowest competition for the highest amount of searches in his keywords. So it's going to be fairly easy to get these keywords in a good amount of time. Probably, I would say 3 months, and you would be first page for many of these keywords here. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is use my keywords for tags in the Turbo Wizard. I'm going to select all, copy to keyboard. So what I do is use the Wicked Article Creator title spinner, and you can spin it any way you want. That the new WAC actually doesn't have this option. I just happen to have version 3.3 on my home computer, so spin it either which way you want, but you don't even have to use all the titles spun like this for your tags. You can just take 4 or 5 of them out and use it in Senuke, but I find that at least this way it's getting a different variety of your tags in each post. Okay, and since Article Builder doesn't have the exact category I need for my niche, I'm just going to pick cell phones or something, because I'm actually going to change the content afterwards, and I'll show you that. I picked a social site or a social template. There's many templates here in the folder on your desktop for the shared desktops if you have a desktop with us. I've been using a lot of these social templates lately because they work pretty well. So we're just going to pick one of those. I'm going to pick 3 profiles because a lot of those social templates actually use more than the 3 profiles that Senuke comes with, and you have to manually go in and add more. So I'm just going to set that to 3, 10 days, and 2 links per article bookmark profile. And we're actually going to go, when we use Content Machine, this actually changes here with whatever settings we put in Content Machine itself, and I'll show you that after. So for now, I'm just going to hit create campaign and pause it while it does it. Okay, so now our turbo campaign is done. What we'll do is scroll down to where we see our campaign here, and we're going to make sure our schedule is paused. Make sure you pause that. We're going to click on duplicate campaign. What I do is I just number them. Uncheck this so it's underneath the one that you just made. Now what I do is I just use this for later, the original one that I made, so I'm going to pause that and go into the one that I just created, and then we'll start changing the content in there. So let's head over to Content Machine here. I named my campaign name Weekly Tech Giveaway, just the name of the site, something that you can remember it by. Main keyword is technology. And what I did was I just picked some of the keywords here, some of the main keywords out of my keyword list. Tech news, tech gadgets, and those are some of the 3 of the main keywords he's focusing on. So I'm going to switch this to Content Machine Spinner. We're going to add images. Now if you have your own videos, this is a very good feature to have. You click on here and add your own video links, and it will put the videos inside of your content, which is a very cool feature. So you can do that. For the sake of this campaign, I'm just going to put just an image. I'm going to add 2 plus 1 contextual link. So we're going to grab our keywords here, paste them in. We're going to grab our domain, just going to check and make sure. Yep. Okay. Now your brand name of your site, it's a good thing to have a certain percentage of just your brand name showing for the anchor text. So every few campaigns, maybe switch this over to 90% anchor, and then the rest will be your brand name. Oops. Alright, so we're going to build and export. We're going to use the Senuke articles in Spintex. There's a template already made for it. I like to make 1,000 articles all at once. That way I can make 4 or 5 campaigns off of that same article folder. So I'm just going to click on export. There we are. Once Content Machine is done, it will open a folder with the name of your campaign that you selected. So we got 1,000 articles in here now. We'll close Content Machine, open up Senuke, not the Turbo Wizard, and we'll start changing the content. So click on each social network and each article module. There's not any article ones in this one since I only selected social network, but some of your templates are going to have articles too. So I'm going to take out all of what's in here, select load articles. You got to switch over to another drive and then back to C. Find your folder. It's going to be in Documents, Content Machine. Now I just wanted to show you here, since you're going to probably have a user folder somewhere in here, yours will be accessible. Yours will be the only one that's accessible to go to. And there'll be a little thing beside it that shows you that it's able to get into it. So whatever your user number is, you're going to have to scroll down and find your user number if you're on one of our servers, our desktops. So since I'm the administrator folder, I'm going to click on Administrator and then Documents and then the Tech Giveaway. All you do is click on there, and you can either pick on going down one at a time, or you can pick randomly, and I pick randomly. So let's see what it produces here for us. Okay, we're going to get an image and we're going to get our links. So these links are pointed directly to your site. So what's going to happen here is it's going to modify your Senuke template a little bit, because some of these social network modules are designed to not only be your first tier, but they are also supposed to be your second tier pointing at your first tier, and your tier 3 pointed at your tier 2, and so on. But since we're changing this to all point at your first tier, then that's why we're going to take the links, the output links, to another tool and use everything that's in Senuke here as our first tier. Now you don't have to do that. You can just go ahead and change your tier 1 with Content Machine, and then leave the tier 2 and tier 3 to point at your tier 1. It's however you choose to do it. The way that I like to do it is use Senuke for my tier 1, and sometimes if you pick a template here that has profiles, forum profile links, and other modules pointed at your first tier, those forum profile links are going to help boost as well, because they're going to stay at pointing at your tier 1. We're not going to change those. So let's continue on here. Make sure all are selected, then just close it. Now there's a little bit of a trick that you can do, and I'll show you that as soon as we're done this, setting all these to the folders that we want, we can actually save the campaign and copy it. So then when we duplicate that campaign, all we have to do is change the articles in the folder if we want to use it again for another campaign, or for the same campaign but just different articles. Now I find that this way works very well, not only because the content is more unique, but not a lot of, there's no footprint. Not a lot of people are using this method. There's not going to be a lot of these diagrams, and it's random every time. Sometimes there'll be a broken image link from Content Machine. That's fine. It's not all that big of a deal if there's a broken image there. Would be obviously nicer if it wasn't, but it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, I just finished the last one here. And now every time it submits, it's going to do a different article, which is really cool. So we'll close that. Now what I do is copy, I'll make this campaign right here the source, and I won't actually use this one. So what I'm going to do now is duplicate the campaign, name it whatever our campaign is. And now we'll start. What I'll do for the way that I do my SEO is make about 5 of them. Because we do have 1,000 articles. And I'll spread that out over, well, they're all spread out over 10 days, as that's how we set it up on the Turbo Wizard. Okay. So I'm going to pause the first one. And unpause these. Now keep in mind that we still have our schedule paused completely. So now what we need to do is go in here for each of the campaigns and change the email address. Because we don't want to keep using the same email all the way down. And we're going to have to reschedule it right as soon as we're done this. So we just click on the first one now, reschedule. Now don't check anything here, just leave it. Basically all you have to do is click on reschedule and click save, because it's going to go to the next hour. For this one here, you're going to have to select after number 1. And for this one, we'll click after number 2. And that's it. And then carry on all the way down here doing the same thing. So this is a great way of getting unique content. Content Machine is going to pull a unique article out of the folder each time. So once this is done here, and I'll show you where it is here. Once you're done your campaign here for that specific customer or for your specific website, you could just come in here and run Content Machine again. It's going to make a different folder, but all you have to do is go into that folder, copy all the articles, and then paste them in here and delete all the ones that are in this folder here and here. Once this campaign of, or your run here of 5 campaigns is done, all you have to do is delete all of these ones and replace it with another run of Content Machine, and then you can start duplicating this 5 more times. But keep in mind that each time that you do that, it's still running on the same template. So if you want to change a different template, then you're going to have to start from the beginning, run the Turbo Wizard, and go through and change all the content. It is a little bit time consuming, but it produces results, and it just plain old works. It just works very, very well. You can do all kinds of different things this way with getting your own articles from Content Machine. So what I do, for example, up here for this client, is my output here will be several different URLs. See, I have Web 2.0 profiles in this template, so these are all pointing at your social network links. So that's just an added bonus for getting those indexed. So I'll take out my social, oh, where is it? My social network links here. what you can do now is take these out and use them for your first tier sites for in any whatever software that you're using. If you're using GSA, then you would just take this whole list here and build your links to it. Just you don't want any spammy links whatsoever pointed at your money site. So we're going to use these to point all of our backlinks, like what's the name of those? Like all the different modules in GSA. Like there's probably about 25 different modules and different types of links that you can point at these sites here. And if you were to point those directly at your money site, it's just not going to be good. It's just going to look very spammy. You're going to notice that your links or your rankings are bouncing up and down by 20, 30 positions at a time. It just does not work. So we're going to build our first tier with some half decent looking content. Very unique. It's the content that comes out of Content Machine is very, very unique. The last time I checked it, it was 50%. Another time I checked it, it was 60. So it's just great because it puts it into Senuke spin tax already. The last thing I want to show you is, let's just say that 3 weeks down the road you want to use this one here again that you paused. You're going to duplicate it, but also keep in mind that Senuke has added more links, and Zont SEO has added more links in different sites. So when you duplicate it, now you're going to have to go into your account creation module and make sure that all sites are selected, and then do your email thing. And what you need to make sure that if you use an old template from before, that all of your sites are selected in that area. Like for example, if this is a social module and your whole template is based on social, then you're going to have to come up here and select all social sites, social network sites without accounts, or just click here and it'll do all of them, because you'll find that if you've waited that long, there's going to be some that aren't checked here that were newly added. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you go to duplicate an old something that you've already created back in the past. There's going to be new sites that you need to select for your new campaign. So that's one way of doing it. If you have any feedback, let me know. Next video, I'll move on to how to backlink the links from here, and I'll show you what I do. Yes, our CAPTCHA system is working, and it's doing a heck of a job. You're going to want to leave both of these as CAPTCHA Sniper and Senuke. If you're using Ultimate Daemon, you want to use CAPTCHA Sniper and Bypass, and all of the instructions are in the README file. That should help you with. We have the new Scrapebox 2.0. We do not have GSA Search Engine Ranker on the shared servers. So if you do require to use that, you're going to have to get your own license and use it on the admin VPSs. But if you want to use this method that I showed you here, by all means, it works great. You can use it on the shared ones flawlessly. The SEO suite is fully licensed algorithm updates, which is very important, because if you don't have a working SEO suite with the full updates, it's useless. On the next video, I'm going to show you how to get rid of all the negative backlinks pointed at your website using SEO Spyglass. I'll have that video out hopefully by tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.